Good morning and thank you for choosing Fox 10 News on this Sunday morning. Today is March 14th. I am Gianni Navarro. Happy Sunday. Today is daylight saving time, so don't forget to turn those clocks forward so you get late for anywhere. Also, if you're traveling, fog is an issue. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Barentine to talk about those visibility numbers.
Yeah, it's foggy out there. Good morning, Gianni. Good morning, everybody else. It is Spring Forward Day. Hopefully you sprung forward and haven't sprung right down on the floor trying to wake up today. It's a tough one. It gets tougher tomorrow for a lot of folks as you head back to work. Today, thankfully, not as many people have to get to work this morning because it's foggy once again. Yesterday morning, very foggy. This morning, pretty foggy as well, especially across parts of Baldwin County, southern Baldwin County, and over into Escambia County and around the Pensacola area. So we're dealing with some areas of very dense fog to get you going here this morning. Let's go ahead and head outside and show you what we're looking at. There it is. There's the Bayway from the eastern shore, and look at that. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with this morning. Be careful, slow down if you got to get the kids to a soccer game or something like that. It's foggy outside. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 50s, so it's mild, but it's cooler at a few spots like Calvert's 51, Bruton's 49, Evergreen's 49. So there is a little bit of cool air out there here this morning in spots. Here's what it looks like on the satellite radar. You can just see the low clouds here. That's all it's showing. No rain anywhere nearby. And that's one good thing about today we're looking at is that once again we're likely to remain dry here through the day, just dealing in and out of the clouds after we get rid of some of this fog later this morning. So we do have one more day of dry weather. After that, things are going to change. Temperature-wise, it's going to warm up. Should be well up into the 70s this afternoon. So if you're going to be out and about, something to keep in mind. It might feel a little cool this morning with the mist and fog in the air, but then after that, it's going to warm up. So you're going to need to have short sleeves to go for later on today. Headlines. Obviously this morning, dense fog is the top headline. This afternoon, it'll be a pretty nice day. Sun and clouds with warm temperatures. But then after that, folks, we're looking to this upcoming work week. Several days of high rain chances and the possibility of strong, possibly even severe storms coming next week. I'll talk about that. We'll pinpoint it for you straight ahead here on Fox 10.
Matt, thank you. And in the news this morning, Mobile police are investigating a couple of shootings. This one happening at Hall's Mill and Pollard Lane just before 5 yesterday evening. It appears as though multiple shots were fired. Investigators blocking off a good section of Hall's Mill Road as they laid out evidence markers where they found shell casings. Mobile police tell us at least one woman was shot and drove herself to the raceway on Government Boulevard but refused medical attention. And around the same time, officers responded to the 1900 block of Duval Street after a man showed up at the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. According to investigators, a relative of the victim said he was shot at a barber shop. No word on his condition. Both investigations are ongoing. We'll be sure to update you both on air and online with more information as soon as we get it. And right now, as stimulus checks start rolling out across the country, COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to fall. Some people are already starting to see direct deposits hit their bank accounts just days after President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan into law. Now, the first batch of $1,400 payments was sent out Friday, with more rolling out in the coming weeks as the IRS continues to process tax returns as well. An estimated 85% of Americans are eligible for the payments. Millions of people are waiting anxiously for the next round of relief, already planning how they will spend it. As financial relief settles in, so does a sense of hope. COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations have been rapidly declining for weeks, and now the death rate is following suit. Daily deaths have dropped to about 1,400 from a peak of roughly 4,500 during the post-holiday surge. But experts warn the country is not out of the woods just yet, and Americans shouldn't let their guard down too soon.
We are at a critical point in this pandemic and on the cusp of having enough vaccine to protect every adult in the United States. We ask for your patience in practicing proven prevention measures for just a little while longer.
And if you haven't received your payment yet and you're wondering where it is, the IRS has launched a Get My Payment tool on their website. You go to www.irs.gov and select Get Coronavirus Tax Relief. From there, you select the Get My Payment tool. You should see a notification pop up saying that you're entering a government website. Click OK, and you should ask for your information that you have on file. Once you put that information in, you will see an update on your stimulus payment. And while President Biden is relaxing at his home in Delaware this weekend, next week he is hitting the road to begin his Help Is Here tour. With the American Rescue Plan now in law, Biden is making a direct appeal to educate Americans about the $1.9 trillion package. The president is traveling to Pennsylvania on Tuesday to explain key details of his COVID-19 response and will visit other states in coming weeks. First Lady Jill Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, and Biden cabinet members will also join the effort. President Biden wants to emphasize key aspects of the bill like helping veterans, cutting child poverty in half, and supporting small businesses. He'll also be encouraging Americans to get vaccinated and work on improving rural health care. The president is making the special effort after lessons learned during President Barack Obama's administration. Biden believes the 2009 stimulus package wasn't well understood by the American people and could have been better explained for their benefit. And in total, there have been more than 29 million COVID cases. The good news is more people are getting vaccinated. More than 68 million people have received at least one shot, and close to 37 million are fully vaccinated. Now, that's according to the CDC. President Biden said last week that he wants every adult to be able to get a vaccine by May 1st. And the Baldwin County Public School System planning to relax some of the mask requirements for students starting tomorrow. Physical education students will be allowed to remove their masks, and students who are outside won't have to wear their masks. And just a reminder for parents, Satsuma City Schools will be taking a virtual day next Thursday, March 18th. Mark your calendars. That's to give teachers receiving the second dose of the COVID vaccines ample time to recover should they experience any symptoms. And a casino on the Mississippi coast offering some incentive for employees to get vaccinated. The Scarlet Pearl Resort in D'Iberville says employees who get both doses will be paid $300. Scarlet Pearl also teaming up with a local hospital to have vaccines at its clinic. The CEO says they'll be giving the employees time off to get the vaccine, and all the casino directors and managers have already been vaccinated. And tomorrow, Medstar expecting to put some additional resources on the Eastern Shore to help with response times from ambulance services. That asset, according to Medstar's Director of Strategic Operations, Chad Jones, is an ambulance and two-person crew, including a paramedic. It will be dedicated to the area 7 days a week during peak times between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. This comes after complaints from city officials over how long the ambulance service takes. Fire chiefs from around Baldwin County met at the Baldwin County 911 Center as part of the newly formed EMS committee to hear from Medstar reps on how to make new strategies. Alabama senators and tomorrow, just 1 second, please. And in other news, Alabama senators postponing a vote on a bill that would limit the governor's powers on declaring public health emergencies. Under the terms of the bill, the state legislature would need to approve whether to extend a state of emergency longer than 120 days. Republicans who support the bill say there needs to be checks on the governor's powers, but Democrats and other opponents argue it would inject politics into public health decisions. And the man facing charges in connection to a deadly crash in West Mobile is expected in court tomorrow. John Criswell, the fourth, is charged with vehicular homicide. Mobile police say Criswell was driving north on Schillinger Road when he drifted into the other lane and crashed head-on with the car driven by Crystal Yount back in January. Now, Yount died at the scene. Criswell remains free on bond, but we'll give you an update on what happens in court tomorrow.